Welcome everybody, this is Nick from Comfy Nerd. I hope you're having a great day. Today is the official release day, so congratulations to everybody. I hope you're able to pick up some boxes. Now, what I have for you today is a green budget deck, and the funny thing is, I didn't actually think about making a green budget deck like this, but then last night while playtesting on stream, a friend of mine was actually playing my own green deck against me, and just looking at it, I realized like it was basically budget anyway. So then I thought, well, this would be a great way to make a really good budget deck. So that way, if people can't get, a ton of cards today, or if they just want to purchase something quick and easy, this would be a great way to do it. So let's go ahead and get into the deck. Starting off with our eggs, we play 2 different eggs, and we run a 3-2 split. To be honest, both of these eggs are good. Obviously, the Tanemon will be a little bit easier to pull off, even though he looks a little bit sus. That just looks like a dead body from Among Us. So anyway, the Frimon is also good though. You're going to end up tapping down a bunch of your opponent's stuff, and also, if your opponent swings and their Digimon doesn't die, then it just stays tapped, so it's good. Going into our level 3s, we do run 12. Honestly, I think 12 is my preferred number of level 3s. Some people go up to 14, which is okay, but not my thing. And then also, some people run 16, which I think is a bit much. The Goblimons are good because they give you a 2 cost to play. So if you're ever in a situation where you don't want to give your opponent too much memory, you can just throw him down. It should just give him 1 or 2, and then, goes to their turn. The Tentomon is really good because you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon at 3,000 or less. So this is really good in the Rookie Rush matchup. Because if you have multiple Digimon out, you swing with whoever's on top of him, tap down one of their other Rookie Rushers, and attack into it. So this is really good in that matchup. It's also really good if your opponent, if they played their like 2 cost level 3 and passed, like you can tap theirs down and kill it. So now they just kind of wasted their level 3. Then we have the Agumon. The Agumon is just generally good. There's the red Agumon that does the same thing. Honestly, it's just good. There's not a whole lot to that. Going into the level 4s here, we have 4 of the Vegiemons. Looks like Psyduck to me. This is just good because it's a 1 cost level 4, which the other level 4 is also 1 cost level 4. However, the Psyduck does have 6k DP versus the 5, so it's a little bit better. We also have the Woodmon blockers. Those are pretty standard. So now we have the Angry Heracross, and with this, your Digimon gets 1000 DP for every suspended Digimon your opponent has. So this is going to be really good, especially if your opponent's attacking into you, or especially if you can start tapping down some of their stuff with like Lillymon or something like that. I think I've seen this actually be like plus 3 or 4,000 one time. It was pretty sweet. So now our level 5s, we have 3 of the Lillymons and 4 of these guys, and we also have 2 of the level 5 blockers, but we'll get into that here in just a minute. So this dude is really cool because basically this deck is very controlly, right? Like you don't ever really want to swing into your opponent's security unless their board is clear for the most part. Now, obviously, if you just have no way to swing into their stuff, then hey, swing into security, may as well. But if you can kill something on their side, most of the time you probably want to be doing that so that way you control the board. You always want to have the bigger board presence with this deck. So what this does is it gives you 1 memory whenever you kill something. So the thing to note about this is it's not once per turn. So you can actually do some pretty nasty stuff with this, which we'll get to here in just a moment. The Lillymon is really good because, you just get to suspend something when you attack. There's no limit to the DP like there is with the level 4. Or no, it was level 3, sorry. So this is also really good. This also helps to set up some of the other plays, which I'll talk about here in just a moment. My personal deck currently is running 4 of the Lillymons and just 3 of these dudes. To be honest, they're both situational, and I think they're equally as good. So even running 4 of these and 3 Lillymons is totally fine. So then let's go to the other level 5, which is the blocker. Having 6 blockers is really good. The Titamons, these are, it's just a generically good card. So then going on to some of the other level 6s here, we have Rosemon, we have Hercules. So Initially, I think I had like 3 or 4 Rosemons in here as well. Like I think I was literally running just a ton of level 6s. And the problem with Rosemon, though, is that if they attack into the Rosemon versus attacking into your security, her thing doesn't trigger. The other problem I had is a lot of times when I would Digivolve into her, I may not have the 3 memory left. So like I wouldn't be able to Digivolve into her and then attack. I would have to attack with a level 5 and then Digivolve into her. And sometimes attacking with level 5s can be pretty dangerous, especially since they're only a 6k base. So I just felt like the Rosemon was kind of sketchy in a lot of situations. So in my deck right now, my personal deck, I am doing 2 Rosemons and 4 Titamons. However, in the process of making this and trying to make it slightly more budget friendly, I did put in a Hercules and a Rosemon. And as I was making it, the more I thought about it, Hercules actually seems like the answer. All of set 1, I was trying to figure out how to make green good, and I came pretty close. Like I think this deck is actually really solid. It's a really good deck, but it just still feels like it's slightly missing something. I kind of think Hercules is the answer. So it has piercing, and you can unsuspend it once per turn by paying 3 memory. So let's kind of look at that for a moment, right? The whole point of this deck is control. We want to be attacking our opponent's Digimon. So with piercing, it lets you attack into a Digimon while still hitting security at the same time. That's really good. The only downside to this card is it's only a 10k base. If this was even just 11k, gosh, this card would be broken. Having said that, we have ways to boost it up in this deck, so it's not the worst thing in the world. We could technically get it up to like 14 to 16 realistically. And honestly, anything above or at 13k or higher, I think is really good. Because at 13k, if you hit another Titamon or you hit a Plusiomon or something along those lines off of security, you're fine. At 13k, the only things that kill you are obviously remove like Gaia Force or Omnimon or Millenniumon. So I actually think in my own personal build, I'm going to be running 2 of these for the next week and 0 Rosemons just to see how I like it. I think this could end up being the way to go. Having said that, for this build right here, I decided to do 1 of both. So that way, whenever you test it personally, you can figure out which one feels more useful to you and then adjust the deck accordingly. Finally, we have 2 Puppetmons. It's green, it's Puppetmon. You gain a memory when you attack with it. So now, you have some ways to gain some memory back. You keep their stuff tapped down. It's just a really good card. It really is. Honestly, this is the best when you can chain them together. So when you can do 2 Puppetmons, you can basically usually end the game off of that. If you can hold these and just play 2 in a row. In emergency situations, you can Digivolve into this because still swinging and gaining 1 memory anyway is really good. And if this is your level 5, then you're swinging and possibly gaining 2 memory. So that's definitely a good way to go. Now into our option cards. We'll go ahead and take care of Mimi real quick. So Mimi is just generically good. It lets you basically spam the field faster. And again, the whole point of this deck is to control the board. You want to always have more Digimon than your opponent. And Mimi helps you get stuff out there a lot faster. Flower Cannon. Now, this to me, I think it's good as a 2 of. I've seen a lot of people running 3 or 4. I don't think that's necessary. And the reason is a lot of times when you want to play Flower Cannon, you don't have the memory to Digivolve what you need or want to Digivolve and play Flower Cannon in the same turn. So, for example, let's say you have level 5 out and you want to go into Titamon. Well, even with Mimi, you may not have the memory you need to Digivolve into Titamon and Flower Cannon something. Or at least not before you attack. I mean, technically, you could go into Titamon, attack, and if this is underneath, you gain a memory. But in certain situations, when you need to kill something in particular, you'll want to be able to Titamon and Flower Cannon to still attack. So then moving on to the Dimension Scissors. Now this is where the deck gets really fun and spicy. And I've seen a few people running this, and I think it's really good. So with this, one of your Digimon gets the following effect. Whenever you delete an opponent's Digimon in battle and it survives, unsuspend it. So this is, I think, what makes Hercules possibly the answer for green. So with Lillymon, you can suspend something. You also have the level 4 here, the level 3 here that helps you suspend stuff. And with some of the energy gain or the DP gain in this deck, so I mean, there's plus 1,000 here, there's plus 1,000 here, so like that would make Hercules automatically at 12,000. And so then, if you use this on your Hercules, he attacks one thing, kills it, checks security, stands back up. Now, whenever he attacks, he suspends one blocker, or suspends one thing without blocker, sorry, attacks into that, checks security again, that's 2 security, stands back up. He suspends something else. It's like you literally just clear their whole board while checking security. So I think that's really good. And even if you end up using it on Titamon, like you still clear their whole board basically. So it may not, give you the piercing, but you still clear their whole board and set up for next turn where you can start, taking out their life or their security. Finally, Terror Clusters. It sucks that they have to be suspended for this. However, I actually think Terror Clusters is kind of underrated at the moment because it puts them at the bottom of the deck. So, for example, Millenniumon is really good right now because if you delete it, it comes right back. Well, with Terror Clusters, you put it at the bottom of the deck. Guess what? It's not coming back. It's on the bottom of the deck. The other thing is, this also gets around things that have on deletion triggers because you're not deleting the Digimon. You're putting it on the bottom of the deck. So, blue where it's, it gets deleted, they gain 1 memory. That doesn't happen here. So yeah, I definitely think Terror Clusters is the way to go. Yeah, and it's a pretty basic deck. It's a ton of fun. I've been having fun with it. Like I said, I am going to be testing it over the next week or so with 2 of the Hercules in it to see how that does. I think that could actually make it a lot better. So currently, according to DigimonCard.dev, it looks like the price on TCG Player for this will be about $77.76. Now, if you did want to get this deck, we do have 2 available over here on Comfy Nerd, and I'm actually selling it for only $50, and it does come with a deck box. So you will get basically the entire deck as I described it, and you will get an Ultra Pro deck box along with it. I actually have some green ones in stock, so that's pretty cool. I can send you a green deck box for it. So yeah, check out comfynerd.com. We definitely have some singles and everything as well if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought. I think this is an awesome build, an awesome deck, and I hope you guys enjoy your Friday and enjoy your release. Have a great day.